Somebody was all
and
set.
it's not usually digestible, but pepper is right in your system. I use pastry because I take it and I drink it.
I'm great.
The idea is all my life. Yeah,
That's what I think. Yes, yes. And ginger, doesn't it have?
there are combinations of that.
You gotta have the black pepper. I get it at Costco. It's Hue or Hual or, their orange pills, their orange container is like $39 or $29.
There's a lot of choices, but I tell you what, you move north.
And it's not expired.
No.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, there is some room out there that way.
Yeah.
But now I'm think about it, I better go check it out.
That's what I use. I take it. And I take one in the morning and I take one at night.
Oh, what a blessing. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's more here. He's more here.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think.
Just baby steps, but they're not.
How are you?
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I thought about you watching
Instead of each being a
I
room.
kept driving by.
Right?
Because it was, they weren't doing a lot. So I saw a light on it here one day when I was going by. And I went inside. I said, there were two. I'm going to
We could ask all the time.
Good morning.
A little less now than the.
Jerry told me that we're online.
We are.
There are 4.5 million people watching.
All of them. Yo, everyone.
Except the ones who are here.
Good morning, Miss Liz.
Flash.
Where is everybody?
I don't know.
They decide too wet to come out or something?
Maybe.
Good morning.
So,
Thank you for your.
oh yeah, absolutely. So every time I go play at a gathering or at our community here, or at a wine shop or at a house concert or whatever, I think of what's going to be that first song? What's going to be the last song? What's the song coming out of the break? It's like somebody said once that you do your second best song first.
Oh, really?
try the first part? We begin a loving tune to take us in. This right here is where we begin. The next part is we begin, and then we sing, let's double down on love, my friends. Okay? For all those gamblers out there. So we'll try it a few times. We begin a loving tune to take us in. This right here is where we begin. Let's double down on love, my friends. We begin, let's double down on love, my friends. This right here is where we begin. Try it one more time, it comes around. We begin a loving tune to take us in. This right here is where we begin. Let's double down on love. We begin, let's double down on love, my friend. This right here is where we begin. We can start anywhere, but we're here now, not over there. Right here is where we begin. Let's beautifully bless this place, this blue dot in outer space. This right here is where we begin. And we know the rest. It goes. We begin a loving tune to take us in. This right here is where we begin. We begin, let's double down on love, my friends. This right here is where we begin. So grateful that we're here together, making memories to last forever. Right here is where we begin. Let's share a song and a few stories, let's sing along. It's glorious, this right here is where we begin. Here we go now, we begin a loving tune to take us in. This right here is where we begin. We begin, let's double down on love, my friend. This right here is where we begin. When our time is said and done, we've taken in such love and fun, and thinking about doing it again. Though it seems that we have reached the end, remember that now is when every moment's right where we begin. So we begin a loving tune to take us in. This right here is where we begin. We begin, let's double down on love, my friend. This right here is where we begin. A loving tune to take us in. Let's double down on love, my friends. This right here is where we begin. Slow ending. This right here is where we begin.
He had his oatmeal for breakfast. Yeah. Or his Wheaties, either one. Thank you for driving up here on Sunday mornings to be with us, to be part of our family, and to offer the gift that you are to all of us. I saw that you're going to be busy through this summer in Linwood and around and about, and
Unity Village, did you know that?
something about a music conference.
Yeah, this David Roth guy is leading a music conference.
That would be David.
Yeah, with Ricky Byers and Daniel Iman and all these people who do this, but all over the place.
Right. Ricky Byers is singing in Bellevue last night and this morning. If you love Ricky, she's in the hood, but you'll have to catch it online. Hey everybody, good morning. I'm so glad you all are here because normally we've been really full. And this morning we have people who've had surgery, we have people who are traveling, we've had people who are out on the sea, out on the road. We just have people who are sprinkled. So to our friends who we hope we see online this week, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And we welcome you here in the sanctuary in the spirit of warm and loving unity, in that spirit of oneness, in that spirit of community. And no matter where we come from, where we live, or how we came to be here, we declare on a Sunday morning you are here by divine appointment. It can't be an accident that you show up Unity Skagit Valley on a Sunday morning. It takes a lot to get here. It took a lot of activity for you to step through the doors and be here this morning. And in that, I acknowledge you and thank you for being here, being part of the community, and following your guidance, whatever that means to you. So as we unfold this Sunday morning, know that we are deeply touched by the power of the Spirit at work in you. Why do we do this work? We do this work to acknowledge and honor the power of the Spirit in you, the power of God at work inwardly, outwardly, in every area of your life. We believe that. We practice that teaching in our lives, and we hold that it's true. It's true. You are a divine being created from the very essence of perfection. And when we say there's one presence and one power, God the good, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, what we're saying is there's nowhere where the presence is not, and that you and I and all of us and all the co-inhabitors of this planet upon which we live and in this universe in all its vastness, that one presence and power is everywhere. In the spaceship shuttle that's flying with people on board, leaving the gravitational pull, do we say, well, are they still one with us? They're off on the great space adventure, of course. There's nowhere we could ever be in any form or fashion where we are excluded from our oneness with the presence and power. And that knowing, we affirm and declare there's only one presence active in my life, God the good, omnipotent, and so it is. Who's my daily word reader? I thought it was you. You look like the kind of guy who would be the daily word reader. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
So, optimism, huh?
Yeah,
Well, let's take that on board, huh?
I like optimism.
Yeah, I do too.
Good morning, everyone. Here in person and with us in the internet world. Today's daily word is optimism. Optimism colors my world with love. My experience of the world depends on the attitude I bring to it. When I hold positive thoughts and share the love in my heart generously, the world becomes an inviting, friendly place. Optimism makes me a magnet for positive people, exciting opportunities, and serendipity of all kinds. It lifts my consciousness out of the mire of worry, anxiety, and fear, and keeps me focused on the beauty of the earth, the goodness of people, and the presence and power of God. When I perceive God in the kind acts, selfless impulses, and loving service happening all around me, my optimism grows. I feel renewed and inspired as I focus on what is right and good in my life. In gratitude for the world's wonders, I grow in optimism. And from Romans 12:21, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And from Rumi, our Persian mystic, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it.
Yay, Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a very
What a great-
colorful.
I know, I showed up right. Yeah. Isn't that good? That optimism. So I've been working toward this sermon title for quite a long time, actually, and decided to do it this Sunday. And that daily word, we talk about divine order. That daily word is exactly what I'm thinking about this morning. So, welcome to our friends. Our friends, Jim and Julie. Where are you? Do you live here? Where are you from? And though we are not many in number this morning, we are powerful in love and generosity of heart. So please take time to get to know our friends. Cindy hasn't been here for a long time. Cindy, welcome back. Yeah, wonderful. Cindy's been, when I'm teaching, Cindy's frequently been in classes with us, so many of us know Cindy, but we know Cindy from the years before the move to Phoenix and wherever it is you live. Close enough. And we welcome our friends in the back. We haven't seen your beautiful, lovely wife for a while. How wonderful to see you both here again. Thank you for coming. Always. They drive up from Mill Creek or Linwood, or where is home? Marysville, yeah. Thank you. You know, some mornings LaConner feels like a long way away, but when you make the effort to drive up, we're always so happy to see you. Kathy's back. Everybody looks familiar to me except her. You never know on a Sunday morning who will come to church. This is my partner, Kay, over on the end. She doesn't get here on Sunday mornings because she works on the weekends, but welcome. Thank you for showing up for us this morning. Yep. She gets my seams straight. She makes sure yep. She's a trip. But then I've told you that before. Jerry, thanks for being in the back this morning, making all the things happen. And yeah, it's a little like that. Hopefully not this morning. Our prayer box is on the credenza. Our prayer team is always in action, praying with you. If you have a prayer request, you may submit it in the prayer box this morning, and there's nothing too great or too small, we say. If it's on your heart, put it in the box, and maybe it's about somebody else that is standing in the need of prayer today. So please submit it. Online, you can submit on our website, Unity SV, Unity, S as in Sam, V as in victory, .org. And you'll find all kinds of information there. Next week is Birthday Sunday. So come ready for birthdaying. I'm not sure why it says June 9th from 5:30 to 7:30. I don't think that may be a typo, but next Sunday, right after church, we celebrate your birthdays, and that makes us happy. June 11th is a board meeting at 5:30 to 7:30. And the other things that you might want to know about are on the back of your bulletin this morning. Any other announcements that I need to call forward? Look, it's only 20 after 11. We might get out of here before 3. Just kidding. Who would you be? The question this morning, who would you be if? Who would you be if? So as we sing for our entry into meditation, just who would you be if? If what? Who would you be if you didn't believe in negativity? What if you stood in a place in you where there was a clearing expansive enough that you could see with clear eyes that negativity, as we understand it, might not be real? What would that mean? Who would I be if I didn't believe in negativity? Who would I be if I believed that all things in this moment in time were in perfection or right order in my life? Who would I be if I was open to all possibility instead of the ones that haunt or worry or consume me with fear or doubt or overwhelm or worry, more worry? Who would I be if I stood in this very moment in time in a clearing so vast that only the movement of good was taking place in my mind, in my heart, in my life? We'll explore it a little more, but who am I being today? And what am I believing to be true about that? You have a meditation song for us that we can sing with you? The before the lesson, after the meditation?
I have one that works now.
Do it now.
So in hearing Reverend Linda's topic for today, I was being a good Capricorn. I was trying to figure out, well, how do you be? You know, it's like not just who, but how. You know, and I was thinking, well, if Jesus and Mother Mary and the Buddha had something to say about it, it's not like if they walk in a bar, but if it's although it could go that way. I think they might say, live, love, and let it be here now. I think that's what they might say, something like that. So the little mantra at the beginning of this and at the end of it is that. Live, love, let it be here now. Live, love, let it be here now. Live, love, let it be here now. Been sitting here with only the title of a poem, waiting for the muse to arrive. The doors to my inspiration start to open, locked for such a long, long while. So boldly I start with a question. Who would I be, without some lifelong concepts or conventions? I wonder if you've ever asked any of these. Who would I be, if I never ever knew negativity? If I didn't have that concept stuck in my head, who would I be instead? If I lived my life without hurdles to clear and notions of things to overcome like fear, if I weren't the judge and jury or the true witness, remembering what you think of me is none of my business. Who would I be, without ever dwelling on your view of me? If I didn't have that concept there stuck in my head, who would I be instead? Would I be, without all my judging of everything I see? If it weren't some concept swirling round and round in my head, who would I be instead? Where to go for answers? Maybe just live the question. Sages and spirits, well, they all have suggestions. Jesus, Mother Mary, and the Buddha might tell us how with a meditation or a mudra. Live, love, let it be here now. Live, love, let it be here now. Live, love, let it be here now.
Nice. Well, I don't have to say anything. You did it.
Totally, this subject inspired.
I know. It inspires me too. Take a breath. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Did he write that this morning?
The last couple days.
He asked me what I was going to talk about, which I normally don't know. I normally don't have a clue 2 days ahead. But I'd been thinking about this for a long time. And so when he asked, I wrote a whole chunk of and send it, and there you have it. You put the dime in, and the song comes out. That a little more than a dime. Yeah, he's worth a whole lot more than a dime. No kidding. Shall we make that inward, gentle journey? It's an invitation, not a rule. I saw something that was so precious to me about a teacher who said in an intensive immersion time, take a deep breath and allow yourself to relax, and do not meditate. Do not meditate. My inner self lit up like, what is that? And the teacher said, do not try to meditate. Do not seek awareness or whatever response or whatever else is attached to the idea of meditation. Just get into that willing state to be present without any force or effort or demand. And as you allow let the mind that's trying to figure things out be as it is. Simply move beneath that mind. Move beneath it. The mind has so many things to think about, to ponder. But when we see ourselves moving into a deeper place, letting the mind be at the surface, we open and simply become present to the incredible vast resource of the One. Here. Now. fully present in you, fully present as you. Fully present all around you. As you breathe, be at rest. Be at rest. Recognize that the One has already accomplished in you that which you seek. It's already here. Allow yourself to feel a deepening. An opening. Holy One, you are the creation, the fulfillment, you are the beginning and the middle, and you are present in every ending as a new beginning. I live and move and have my being in your presence. Your light, your peace, your wisdom, illuminate, radiate, and overflow my being. My feet hear the calling, and I move in cooperation with your loving goodness. That which is the heart of life itself a rhythm in me. And wholeness prevails. My heart is your home. My hands are your hands, offering blessing to the world. That which you are is the one and only truth I look to as my true home and reality. And that which I am is forever and always serving, caring, loving as you through me. I breathe and I let go. In the words we say so often. But today we go deeper and claim it to be so. All is well. All is well. In that knowing, in that realization, all the pieces fit. And I give thanks for the opportunity to remember and to be in the flow of your love. And so it is. Amen.
Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine, and a million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine. Well, I'll be a dandy and I'll be a rover. You'll know who I am by the songs that I sing. I'll feast at your table, I'll sleep in your clover. Who cares what tomorrow shall bring? Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine, and a million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today. I can't be contented with yesterday's glory. I can't live on promises, winter to spring. Today is my moment, and right now is my story. I'll laugh and I'll cry and I'll sing. Today, while the blossoms still cling to the vine, I'll taste your strawberries, I'll drink your sweet wine, and a million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today. And a million tomorrows shall all pass away ere I forget all the joy that is mine today.
Whoa. So perfect. People were singing with you.
I know, isn't that the best?
I love that. People were tearing with you. That's the best too. I like both those things. Okay, so several years ago, like many years ago, someone challenged me with the thought that what I was seeing and believing and calling a problem might not be a problem. It wasn't make-believe, it wasn't, it wasn't cotton candy fluff. It was, well, who would you be if you didn't believe that was a problem? And I have that written in several places in my notebooks and things, because I've been looking at it for all these years. And who would you be if you didn't believe that was a problem? That whatever was going on in your body, or whatever was going on in a relationship, or whatever was going on in your finances, or whatever was going on in your house, or in your seeming responsibilities. What if it wasn't a problem? That which looks like this is going on and that's happening and there's a division here and we can't talk about it and I'm upset about that and you've offended me about this. And I want to look at this today, not from the more global inclusive. We look at the word negativity, or we look at the world and give an assessment to what's going on. And it certainly looks like there are a lot of problems and a whole lot of negativity out there. But I want to look at it from the personal standpoint, because that shifts how we can see the external and the more expansive view of things. And this is not to dismiss that there is a constancy of stuff showing up in our lives. But back in the early years of Unity and in the days of Dr. Emily Cady, there was a reason they continued to address the issue of negativity, drawing us away from the belief that we were born of and limited to one experience of negativity after another, that it wasn't our nature. Negativity was not part of the creative pattern. And yet, what what happened and what happens fairly early on in our development as divine human beings is this separation into good and bad, good and bad, good and bad. It's a problem. It's a problem, that which we're looking at. It's a problem. Why? Well, it's a problem because of this and that and all of these things we assemble together in our mind to define, well, this is why it's a problem. Don't tell me it's not a problem. Don't lay that woo-woo nonsense on me about it doesn't matter or it doesn't have significance. We've all walked through incredibly intensive, dark times in our lives. But what I remember out of the earliest teachings of unity and my earliest study was the idea that although there was darkness, light always dispels it. Although there is a time or a situation or an experience that seems to be destructive or limiting or self-negating or life-negating, that what turns it for us is our capacity to look at it and rather than be consumed by it, bring light to it. Bring the light of awareness, bring the light of seeming possibility to it. I remember that so stridently and because my world seemed so dark. My world was dark and filled with negativity. The eyes I had to see with, the mind I was living from, was filled with seeming negativity. And I use the word seeming because we speak of it that way now. Seeming negativity. In fact, it was one experience after another, that if you really broke it down into pieces, I was obviously still carrying on. I was obviously still with a capacity to grow, to see, to know and experience things differently. And when that dawned, when the awareness of that dawned, it changed everything. And it changed it almost in a heartbeat. So when I started reading Dr. Emily Cady's Lessons in Truth, and really steep myself in it, and you had to learn the affirmations and the denials. I remember really clearly thinking, she doesn't know me and she doesn't know my life. She doesn't know how it is for me. So all these denials about what has no power over me, all of those things looked like what I would love to have, but didn't feel were true. Didn't feel real to me. It looked like we were applying Band-Aids to gaping wounds, and that too many people were experiencing incredible pain and suffering, even in the teachings themselves that said suffering was not real. Illness was not real, all of these things. What they were pointing to, now that I've been at this a long time, is an awareness that it feels real, it seems real, the evidence of it appears to be real. But when you really get into the depths of life, it's one thing and then another. One thing and then another. One thing and then another. And when you begin to pull them apart, at the inner level, when you start to pull them apart, You begin to experience an emergence of something that might not have been visible in the contracted state of mind that felt like life didn't have light, even when I tried to make it have light, and that the world in which I lived was not a good place, despite what people said. So a few years ago, when Martha and I were working around something, she said, "Well, Linda, who would you be if you didn't believe that was a problem?" And I remember trying to figure out how to put that in a context I could understand. Like really working at it. Well, seems like a problem to have cancer. Seems like a problem. Feels like a problem. And in that came the birthing of something that now feels really integrated in my being. And there's freedom in the integration of the awareness that negativity is a concept and it lives primarily in my mind, in the way I see, in the way I think, in the way I bring forth into my world those thoughts, those beliefs, that degree of understanding. It doesn't mean necessarily that something disappears or goes away. It means, what if it simply didn't occur to me anymore that something was a problem or negative? What if it didn't occur? What if my mind didn't even conceive it? What if my mind said, wow, I wonder what's going to happen? What if my mind said, oh, flat tire? Wonder what's going to happen? If my mind said, instead of, oh my God, we're going to be late, the car's broken down, there's nobody here, it's dark, it's cold, it's rainy, it's this, it's that, here are the limitations, here are the limitations, here are the limitations, here are the limitations, preconceived by a mind that believes that a flat tire is a problem. And from one standpoint, if we look at it from that direction, there it is. If we look at it from the other standpoint, suddenly it is an opening and a receptivity into solution and forward movement. It from the mental, it's dark, it's rainy, flat tire, lost keys, whatever the case might be. Whoop. There you go. Whatever. Here, I'll pull that point back. Let's look at this again. What would allow me to have the freedom to experience what could be a crisis, could be a negative experience? What would it take for me to be free enough to stand in and with that in a way that was open to what's emerging next, and that would be more automatic than, oh, my world is falling apart. Oh, this, oh no, that, oh no, something else. What if it's just, oh. So a few years ago, I was driving back from Skagit when she lived in North Bend, and coming Monroe Way. and cross the bridge coming into Monroe, and flat tire, total flat tire, like right then, right there, not up by by Snoqualmie, not in whatever, just happened to be flat tire right where there was an opening into a park-like setting, so it was a large opening. Within no more than, I'm going to say, 3 minutes, a man in a truck came. Can I help you? Looks like that tire's flat. Here, do you have a jack? What happens that the jack, when he tried to use it, didn't work right. He couldn't get it to work right. So now we're 5 minutes into this. When the next truck comes with a man in the truck, looks like we got a problem. Can I help? So the jack failed, and but I'm okay. I'm like, this is so curious. Look, I've been here for this amount of time. The tire got flat right in the place across the bridge where I'm in a perfect location. I've just now got one, and now I've got two, and they're talking to each other. And the one guy who came just a minute later said, I've got a friend at Les Schwab. It would be the time for them to close, but I'm going to give him a call. He'll be here in a minute. They called Les Schwab. Les Schwab came. Off we were to tire replacement. I didn't happen to have any excess money for a tire that day. I'm like, now what? The mine, now what? Okay, we got two guys who just, and Les Schwab, and everybody's working with you. I said, can I charge it? Is that a possibility? Oh, sure. Oh, sure. No credit check. No, where do you live? No, what do you do? Immediate. New tire. Drive home. Effortless. Less than an hour. Problem? What's going to happen in the next flat tire? Where am I going to be? Who will I be in being with what is? Because if it wasn't to be, it wouldn't be. You all know that. Who would I be if I believed that life works that way consistently, and mostly we're in negativity about the future? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? How's this going to work? Am I going to be homeless? Am I going to be destitute? Am I going to be starving? It's going to take a while. What is it this time that has so consumed our faculties and our energies toward what I'm given to believe when things show up? And I call them negativities. I call them problems. Oh, they're going to do X, Y, Z. Oh, and how am I going to get there, and what's going to happen next? And I might not be able to proceed with things the way I normally do. And then what about this? And what about that? And what about this? And it's future distant. You can't even resolve it from where you stand. You have to wait on the unfolding. And the amount of suffering we go through in the unfolding of our good restricts and constricts our energetics so that that's all we can see. And it hasn't even come to fruition. It can't be a problem because it does not exist. It doesn't exist. It can be a problem if it hurts. We say it hurts. Well, let's look for what we call the problem in that. Okay, so the leg doesn't work well, or the hip, or the whatever, or something. But what we don't see is the moment it becomes the negativity in which we're housed, or it becomes that state of just the problem. It's like, go ahead, open that and pull that word out and explore it. Is it the problem, or is it just this moment in time? And I don't say that as a fantasy. What I say is it a problem all the time? Well, in this moment in time, it feels like a huge consideration, right? The hip, the back, the whatever. As I close into it, I become the problem. It's not the problem. It's a what word did I use? It's a disruption in the known. It's a concept. And in that, I become that. So Kay and I were living in Des Moines for a few years. And we were in Federal Way one day, on the main route in Federal Way, north-south. And the traffic, they were doing construction. So they were narrowing down lanes. And traffic was stacked in every lane going both directions. And a woman who is in a car in the service station can't get out because we can't move to let her in. It isn't that we wouldn't have. I would have. Maybe I would have. But there was no space. We were just one after the other. So she decides that she's going to make it happen. So she plows right into the one car after another. She just forces her way straight in. Now nobody can move in any lane. And as it happens, there's a policeman coming right up beside us, who she didn't know was there. And he got out of his car and he said to her, "Back that car up. Get that car out of here." She throws it into reverse, hits the gas as hard as she can, plows into a car in the service station that was also trying to get out. Her windows are open and we hear her yell, "See what you made me do?" See what you made me do. That projection onto an experience that amplified into a major incident for the car behind her that she plowed into. See what you made me do? her belief structure in that moment created a situation out of the negativity of her own being that created a huge incident. I've never forgotten them. See what you made me do? With no sense of responsibility, no accountability. The world is negative, it's out to get me. Take that, and it's not my fault. The whole teachings that we study and work with are about taking responsibility for the state of our thinking, the concepts we hold, what we believe to be true. Do I believe in negativity? I believe in one presence and one power. God the good, omnipotent, everywhere present, the wisdom and intelligence within and throughout all things. Do I believe that human condition creates and brings forth all manner of things that are delivered to our doorsteps, into our hands, into our hearts, and into our lives? I believe that we become super masters when we realize that the way we are with those things determines and contributes to the world in which we live constantly. And that when I believe what my mind tells me about what you think about me, or who I am, or how I am, I finally have the liberation to know that that's me thinking that now, and that what you think is yours. Because who's creating the world in which we are housing with these concepts and beliefs that provoke us, one experience after another, into believing that life is no longer good, and that the life we're living is no longer blessed, and that the world in which we live is hopeless and joyless. Because the more we give fuel to that fire, the more consumed we become by it. It's time for me to end, but next week we're going to continue this. Actually, I have so much to bring to you. But I found something yesterday that I loved. What was your big problem 3 problems ago? Let me say it again. Kathy's looking puzzled. What was your big problem 3 problems ago? And what happened to it? And who were you then and who are you now? 3 problems ago? Boy, I don't know. But I can remember today. And I'd have the power to deal with today by stepping back from the experience of negativity and the concept of that. That is fed from outside steadily. To take a negative posture is automatic. We say, how could I not? Look at how things are. And then we step back and we say, no, wait. Here, there's a possibility. There, it may seem impossible. Here, there's a possibility. And living into that possibility and expanding the awareness of it gives me the freedom to be in the world what the world needs in a way that supports and sustains life that makes a difference for all of us. because that's where our big work is. If I don't call it or see it as a problem or a negative, what do I do? What do I, if I choose not to see it as a problem or a negative, what do I do? What will my mind do for entertainment next? It feels like a problem, it looks like a problem, it smells like a problem, it tastes like a problem. It must be a problem. But a problem is a concept, it's a word, it's not a reality. What is it? It's sour milk. It's I forgot to get peas at the store, which is a problem right now. You can't buy frozen peas. Where are they? I don't know, but it felt like a problem. We tried twice. We can't get, I don't know. Is it a problem? No! It's frozen peas are not on the shelf in the store. Is it a big deal? Somebody against us? Is there some sort of somebody put some sort of thing on peas in the United States? What do you call that? The suppression of the goods. The pea supply has been restricted. I don't know. I don't even really care. I mean, I care because I wanted to make something with them, but then you look at things and you go, do you really want to take that on? If I open myself to exploring, negativity is just a word. It describes a state of mind. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a reality that will live through time and space eternally. Nor will that problem. It does not have endurance of itself. It does not have the capacity to self-sustain without taking up residence in my mind and living in the projection that I hold about it. Next year, 10 years from now, do you think that thing is going to be the most important thing on your table? That you're eating for lunch? Or living with? We don't know. But what we know is every day for that 10 years carrying it is unbearable. And if I could let go of it as a problem and notice that it just simply is what it is in this moment in time, and that I have the capacity, the God-given capacity to be with it as it unfolds and reveals itself to me. And I'm in the knowing that I have the guidance to meet it. Must be able to. How do I know that? Because I have. 1,000 problems, 1,000 worries, 1,000,000 disturbances in the discord that I hold. Next week we'll go on. Sorry, kept you in your willingness. Well, I'm not really, but I'm supposed to say that. I make you late for lunch. No, but here I am, and that's how it rolls. So if you want more of that, come next week, because I got a bunch. I got a whole thing about David and Goliath. Oh, David's the only one who didn't buy into the fear. Mm-hmm. Daniel was the only one who didn't buy into the fear. great Old Testament heroes. It's difficult to extrapolate them into the here and now, but nonetheless, such inspiration. Cindy, my love, we shall bless our offering. Thank you all for your generosity. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source, and abundance is my nature. And so it is. Thank you for your gifts. Is Lily here? I didn't see her earlier. Okay. Well, we bless this offering. Thank you for coming forward. Oh, we bless you. We love you. For these gifts you give, we see the abundance, increase, multiplying, moving forward in a mind that moves beyond limitation, moves beyond the belief in lack. Loving Spirit, you are our abundance, and we are grateful. Thank you, honey. Do I have a Lily Rose? Lily Rose, hi. There she is. Lily Rose. Guess who's here today? Did you see her? Yeah, two glamours, what are you going to do, right? Yeah. Can you bless her? Child, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. What is this on your head? It's a flower hat. And you're wearing it because it's flower time. It's flower time. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We may not be able to go all the way around, but join hands and let's sing our peace song together. Small circle. Chairs might be in the way. Oh, thank you so much.